Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a love reading for Scorpio where we look at your future spouse or life partner and the energy surrounding this connection. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Scorpios, please. All right, we have the Seven of Pentacles. All right, your person showing up as the Emperor, Aries energy. All right, Scorpio, this is the divine counterpart I think you've been waiting for. They're viewing you as the Death card, Scorpio energy in alignment. And the connection, we see the Magician, Virgo, Gemini energy. Wow. Okay, this is something you're definitely manifesting. Your person is showing up as the King of Swords, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This is someone who's extremely well put together, Scorpio. I'm getting that this person probably smells really nice. They pay attention to details. They really care about their personal presentation. They're intelligent. They're wise. I feel like they're friendly, but they don't necessarily wear their heart on their sleeve. And this is one of my favorite Seven of Pentacles in all of my decks because it's like he's just got her back. It's someone who's patient. It's somebody who's loving, someone who's supportive, someone who's not afraid to take their time. Like they don't need to rush this, or they don't really need to rush anything. And I think that's why they've been very successful. They may have their own business or or they've just done really well for themselves is kind of what I'm getting. They have a lot to offer, and this is someone who, when they see something they want, they definitely step up to it. They're confident. They're not afraid of taking risks, but calculated risks here, Scorpio. All right, we see Temperance energy. This person may be a healer or work in the healing arts or in medicine. With Temperance, this is strong Sagittarius energy. This is somebody who's very balanced. This is also someone with Temperance energy that, again, they're patient. I do think they have a spiritual practice in place. And I feel like that you're going to feel very like a healing energy with them, around them. This is going to definitely feel like home to you, Scorpio. All right, and we see the Seven of Cups. All right, so this person, I feel like this person does probably, they have a spiritual practice. They may work with manifestation. This is someone, the Seven of Cups may have a lot of options around them, but I kind of feel like they don't pay that much attention, right? This person is picky, is what I'm getting. They're picky. They're very attractive. They have a lot to offer. There are a lot of people that probably want to be with this person, get with this person, are attracted to this person. But I don't think that, I don't get player vibes by any means. It's just their energy itself is super attractive. And obviously because they're successful and they're well put together, they're friendly. I feel like they're kind. How you're going to be feeling, Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So Scorpio, some of you meet this person at a time when you're just focused on yourself. Okay, you're not really focused on relationships, or maybe you've just recently been through some sort of breakup, but I feel like you meet this person at a time when you're enjoying your solitude, or you're enjoying being single. All right, let's see what else we need to know. Okay, so we see this person may be a Gemini or have strong Gemini placements, ruled by Mercury. They're the thinkers and communicators of the zodiac with many facets. All right. We also see daddy's girl. So this person, my readings are not meant to be gender specific, but some of the cards that I use are. This person has a close-knit relationship with their father. They might look a lot like their father. They might be a caregiver to their father. They may have followed in their father's footsteps. Okay. And they're a traveler. So there's someone who enjoys new experiences, places, and people. They may have good stories to tell about their travels. And Scorpio, there's an intensity here to this person. The depth of their thoughts and emotions indicate a high intellect and a strong focus on their subject. Okay, sorry about that, Scorpio. I had to pause the camera there for a second. So we see this intensity, which again, my Scorpios are definitely not going to be put off by. That is something that you don't shy away from for sure. So we see this Emperor energy, Aries. They're strong, they're resilient, they're risk taker, but they're a calculated risk taker. I feel like this is somebody who has a wealth of like life experience. All right. Getting in touch. So some of you, this person may already have your details if you're waiting to hear from them. But for others of you, again, this is somebody who's not in a rush, right? Like you two will connect and they'll get in touch. But I do feel like they're a person of their word. All right. So if it's like, yep, I'll talk to you on Friday or Monday or whatever it is, you're going to get that message. They can't forget you. So you absolutely make a powerful impression on this person. Okay, and we see that this is going to be a telepathic connection. So you two are already really intuitively linked, or you will be immediately. You two think alike is what I'm getting. But you also have this connection where you can read each other really well. This person may be a singer, okay, or maybe you catch them singing, while they're doing dishes, while they're cleaning. All right, or they may do that for a living or as a side hustle, or maybe they used to. Maybe they're going to sing to you or serenade you, Scorpio. All right. What else do we need to know about this person? All right. So this is somebody who, I feel like there's somebody who's very creative. But you know what I'm kind of getting? I don't think this person is an overthinker. I think this is somebody who doesn't like to overthink. I feel like they really trust themselves. I mean, they may think a lot about you. You may even end up being this person's creative muse. But what I'm getting is I feel like this is somebody who, again, like they don't like to overthink. They definitely plan, they prepare, right? They're not impulsive is what I'm getting. But I feel like they're not going to spend, weeks or days like overthinking something. If they want it, they're going to go for it. I feel like they like to be honest and direct. They like to have answers. Okay, we see main female energy. So this person, Scorpio, may also be in a place where they're not really thinking about relationships, okay? Or they're not planning on being in a relationship. You both might kind of be in that same energy, not really looking, right? Or not really, not really prioritizing, finding the one when you meet each other. So we see thief in reverse and sudden wealth. So I do feel like this is somebody who definitely has worked hard for what they have. This is not somebody who takes people's creative ideas. This is somebody who's trustworthy. And with this sudden wealth energy, I do feel like this is going to be like jackpot energy. This feels like you hit the jackpot. That's how they're going to feel about you, Scorpio. They may have had an overnight success, but there's no real such thing as overnight success unless somebody wins the lottery. But really it's hard work, right? That finally pays off. That looks like it happened overnight. All right, and we have your paths will cross when a holiday is in season, okay, or during some sort of celebration. So that could be a birthday, that could be celebrating with friends, a raise or a promotion or something like that. There's a 3 to 5 year age difference between the two of you. At least 1/3 of their body is covered in tattoos. So this person might be heavily tattooed. And this person is going to come into your life when you least expect it. Now remember these really specific messages like eye color, height, ethnicity, tattoos, things like that. They're going to be confirmation for some of you, but they're not going to be, they're not going to resonate with all of you, and that's okay. It doesn't mean it's not your reading, Scorpio. We see this person make something valuable with their own hands. I'm actually seeing somebody garden or I'm seeing somebody, I'm seeing somebody who's good with plants. They might also be really good at cooking. That could be their love language. This could be somebody who's built a business from the ground up. They might be really good at doing hair and makeup. They might be really good at sewing. They might be good at building things, fixing things. All right, and they're viewing you, Scorpio, as the death card. So they see you as in alignment, but I also think this person recognizes that you're going to transform their life. All right, they love your sensuality. They love that you kind of keep what's important close to your chest. They love your intensity and your depth of emotions. Oh, yeah. They love that you're intuitive. They love that you're an empath, you're creative, and you're selfless. Some of you, if you read tarot, or, you know, you're into astrology, meditation, things like that, this person's going to be very, you know, they're going to really like that about you. But they also see that you're a bit elusive, Scorpio. But again, I also think that's something they like, right? Like, you're not for everyone, or everyone is not for you. And they do like that about you. All right. And we see the Knight of Swords in reverse. So this person, I kind of feel like, Scorpio, you might, I don't know if you're quiet around this person, or you know, this person may feel sometimes a little bit confused about how you actually feel about them, but like, you awaken something in them, like you really turn this person on, but they might be a little bit worried that you don't see moving forward with them, or, you know, they might, you know, it just kind of feels like with this Knight of Swords energy in reverse, they might be worried that you're not looking for something long term. And your energy is the Chariot card in reverse. So you are guarding your emotions here, Scorpio. You are protecting your energy. And I don't think it's necessarily because of this person. I think it's because of where you are in life or on your journey when you meet this person. Because I see, my Scorpios, you are going to be a bit distant. You are going to hold back a little bit with this person. And again, I think they're going to like that, but not just because this is someone who likes, you know, the thrill of the hunt, right? It's not just they're after the conquest. But I do think you're probably going to make this person work for it, because you're in a place where you're not really thirsty, right? You're not really looking for love, or you're enjoying the single life, or you're, you know, it's a period of personal development for you. Okay. And we see Messiah energy. So they see you as somebody who's serving humanity with humility. So they see you as a really good person, Scorpio. Service oriented. Ooh, they also love that, you know, there might be gossip around you, but they see you as the gossip archetype, awakening consideration for the feelings of others and honoring trust. So you really do, you know, you're empathic. You don't want to hurt other people's feelings. You don't engage in gossip, and you're also someone that's trustworthy. And they absolutely have romantic feelings from the jump with you, or for you. And they see that you have romantic charm, and there's potential for power here. Now, the Magician, Virgo, Gemini energy, this is telling me this connection, there's magic here. There is magic here. And this is something that you're manifesting, or they're actively trying to manifest. But this, you know, I feel like this connection checks all of your boxes, and vice versa. All right, so this connection tests your boundaries and priorities, reminding you that self-respect is part of love. So I don't think this person is going to test your boundaries, Scorpio, but I do think that there's going to be a little bit of a philosophical question for you, because this person comes into your life when maybe you're just not dating, or you're not looking, and you're really focusing on yourself, okay? And we see that this connection reveals what has been unspoken or hidden, allowing honesty to create clarity. And I love that, because I do think as you get to know each other, as you spend time with each other, you're going to find yourself revealing things to this person that you haven't to anybody else. And maybe things that you've kind of forgotten or stopped seeing about yourself. Okay. And I love this. This person carries self-assurance without needing to dominate. Their confidence feels calming, so they are quietly confident here. Okay, and we see that this is also going to be a very healing connection. This connection brings truth to where avoidance once lived. Healing begins with openness. Yeah, and I think that's like, the bond gets really strong here between you and this person, because you're going to start sharing a lot, and maybe even like unwittingly, or without really, I'm not saying you don't want to, but without realizing it, you're like, why, I just told this person something, you know, things that I never tell anybody else, you know, or I told this person something that I haven't spoken out loud in such a long time. All right, so let's see what else we need to know. So Spirit saying, open your heart to this connection, Scorpio. Love is the highest energy of all. Let it in. Love language, physical touch. A tender touch means so much. So this is going to be an affectionate connection. Some of you might meet this person traveling, whether they're traveling or you're traveling. You may like to travel together. There may be something about a warm climate, like you live in a warm tropical climate, they do. Maybe you're from a warm tropical climate, or they are. But overall, this energy is enjoy a change of scenery to spice up your love life. So I think this is going to be just so different than what you're used to. And we see this energy of self-love. Love yourself first. Yeah, and keep doing that, because that's just attracting this person more and more, or quicker and quicker. Seems to be a little theme here in this reading. Okay, so any important dates or times for this connection? February. Okay, so someone could be a Pisces or an Aquarius. Maybe you met this person back in February and they're around you in some capacity. Maybe it's unfolding between now and February, but we also see the month of October. All right, Libra and Scorpio energy. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to leave it here. I'm sending you love and light. Take care.